Once again, you are welcome to this channel. All right, so in this video, we're going to be talking about Canada tourist application. Canada tourist application. We want to look at some documents and some process that you need to embark on when you're making your application. All right, so if you want to go to Canada as a visitor, then it's important for you to know that the requirements and the process on how to apply. Also to notice that there's a news from the Canadian website, all right, which states that visitors can continue to apply for work permit inside Canada with temporary policy extended by 2 years up till 2025. All right, so you need to read up the information there. I'll put the link in the description box of this video so that you can read through for anyone who has not gotten that information. You also need to know that you can move to Canada as a visitor on a tourist visa. Then you can also change your visa to a work permit when you find a job and then continue to reside in Canada. So this video will help you with regards to requirements to make a successful application. For some people, they have been denied visitors visa previously in the past because they missed out some documents or some requirements. So in this video, we're going to look at the website together, and we're also going to look at the things you need to have down before you start making your application and the things you need to actually upload as documents. Some of them you might see on the website, some of them you might not see on the website. Also to remember that there was a video I made previously, which is where you need to create an account called GCKey account. You can go up and look at that video as well. You need to create a profile first before ever starting to make your application with regards to your tourist visa. And also I had made videos about conferences or events you can attend to in Canada, because there has to be a reason that is bringing you to Canada. All right, so if you don't have any family and friends in Canada that can send you an invitation letter, you can use any of those videos that I've posted previously, attend one of the conferences or apply to attend one of those conferences, which will serve as your invitation to come to Canada. Now let's look at the website together. So please bear in mind this link here. I'll put it in the description box of this video so that you can actually read through at your free time. We're not going to read so many things here because we want to make this video as short as possible. All right, so for anyone interested in moving to Canada first as a visitor, before you can actually apply for jobs here, all right, you need to go through this process. The first thing you need to know is to actually look at the documents. All right, it's expected that you know the requirements, which are the documents and every other thing that you need to know. All right, steps to apply. Who can apply? Supporting documents. After you apply, you need to read all of this at your free time. So the first thing you need to look at is about documents. The second thing you need to click on is steps to apply. The third thing you need to do is who can apply, supporting documents, apply, and then after you must have applied, what then should you be expecting? All right, so firstly, let's look at the steps to apply. So the first thing you need to know is that number one, or step one, you need to get the documents that show you meet the criteria for a visitor visa. That's the step one. Then the step two is for you to create an account, which is where I did in the previous video, create the GCKey account here. So you have a profile already on the Canadian government website before you can actually make your application as a tourist, as a visitor in Canada. The second thing you need to know after creating an account is actually to be able to upload your documents. That you need to do on your own. Or if you can get an assistant from a friend or for a family who can sit by you or who can help you do it, and you sit by the person and then take your time to upload your documents, that will be fine. After that, you get some email from the Canadian website, all right, that will give you a link where you have to make your payments, and then you wait through up to the time when they will ask you to go and do your biometrics and follow other due process. That's step three. Lastly, you prepare for your travel to and arrive in Canada. So that is the process, step by step, how to make your application. So the next thing we need to look at is the documents that are required. Actually come here and click on supporting document. Why are you visiting Canada? It is required that you answer this question. All right, so when you click here, you have make your selection. Is it to visit as a tourist? Is it to go for a business? Or is it for a family visit? Or is it for a compassionate reason? All right, you have to pick the option, and which will take you to the next. So because of this video, Canada tourist application process, all right, that is what we're doing in this video. We'll go and click on to visit as a tourist. Look at, guys, here you have a drop down menu here. You have documents to submit with your visa application and bring when you travel. All right, here tourist. Not all documents listed below are required. Some are optional. This is not an exhaustive exhaustive list of acceptable proofs to support your visa application. Only submit the optional documents that can prove you're eligible for a visa. We may request more information from you outside of what is listed here. All right, so let's look at the first one here is travel history. All right, your travel history description here, you've traveled to Canada or to other countries. This can show that you've been able to get a visa in the past. Proof of this includes copies of previous visas in your passport. All right, so you need to show proof of that as well. So you can read through all of this at your free time. The second thing you need to show is your itinerary, all right? Documents that show how long you plan to stay and what you do in Canada. Yes, this place is where you have your flight reservation, your hotel reservation, and then if you have a friend or family who you're going to be staying with, you need the person to get you a document that shows where he or she stays. All right, and then if you made an hotel reservation, of course you need to show that. All right, I usually advise people to use booking.com, all right, to make their hotel reservation. Registration for an event. Now this third one is for probably anyone going to Canada for a conference, for a summit, for an event. All right, so you need to show proof of that. When you make your application to attend any of the conference, they'll send you an invitation to your email, and then use it as to show this proof that you are going for an event. The next thing you need to show is account statement. Here it says this can help us to understand if you have enough money to support yourself during your stay in Canada, right? Here you have bank name and contact. You need to submit your bank statement. Prove it is your account by showing that it has your name and then address on the statement to show that the account is yours. Account details, at least 6 months of account details, including balances, helps us understand your financial situation. So debit and credit should be shown in your bank statement. The next thing you need to show is your identity document. For most people, it has to be your passport. All right. For some people, it's international passport. For some people, it's travel document or travel passport. So minor children, if you're going with any minor children, you may need to show a letter that authorizes the minor child to travel to Canada, and other documents such as adoption papers or a custody decree, depending on if the minor child travels alone or not. Documents needed depend if the child is under 18 years of age and will travel with only one parent, all right, with a relative or a friend or alone. Submit with visa application, show border services officer when you arrive in Canada. All of this you need to put in mind when you are actually submitting your documents. All right, so that's the documents you can have here, but there are some other documents that the Canadian government will still require of you that you need to show. These are some of the documents that are not listed on the website. As you can see, here you have how do you show links to country of residence. Yes, the Canadian government wants you to be able to show that you are going to be able to return back to your home country, all right, after you must have exhausted your time or your visiting period in Canada. So what's the first document here? The first document here is proof of employment. This proof of employment here, you need to show it as contract, your contract document or your contract letter or your acceptance letter at your place of work, or you can also show a reference letter from your employer to show that you are working there, and also they need to give you some other supporting documents from your office showing that you are on a visit to Canada, and they're probably expecting you back at work. So that's one of the things I need to show as well. They might also require to see pay slips from your place of work. So the second thing you need to show here is family ties, proof of family ties. Now, for proof of family ties, especially for married people, you can show your marriage certificates. All right, you can also show that you have children that are waiting for you back in your country of residence. You can also show that you have immediate family still waiting for you for your return in your home country, right? So the next thing you need to show is proof of business ownership. So if you own a business or if you're a business owner, you need to show documents that you are the owner of that business as well. So proof of ownership, and also you need to show cash flow of the companies in the company's bank statement for the past 6 months. All right, so proof of property is the next thing we're looking at here. Proof of property or proof of investment. All right, this shows that you are the owner of a particular property, or you can even show documents of several properties. All right, so for some people that have some landed properties that you have in your home country, right? The next thing you need to show is a letter, a self-explanatory letter. Now, in this letter, you need to explain yourself. You need to explain your intention, the reason why you're going to Canada, where you're going to visit. Of course, here I'll also say that you need to study the area, right? The province you're going to, what sites you're going, if you're actually going to look at, if you're actually going for sightseeing, all right? If you're attending a conference, please make sure you read about the conference that you're going to attend. Write them down in that letter. Explain the reason why you need to attend that conference. You can also explain the reason why that conference is important to your career, important to your business, or important to your future as well. Any of these will suffice. You also need to explain any of those documents that you will be adding to your application documents. Probably you need to explain your proof of employment as well, explain your business ownership, explain you being an owner of property or properties or investments. All right, you can also explain your cash flow in and out, all right, of your investment. So this document, you cannot find them on the Canadian website. You need to actually add them up while you are making your application and while you are uploading your documents on your Canadian website, all right, when you must have created your profile. Remember, even as you have all documents, make sure you have this letter to explain your intention, to also explain your documents that you'll be submitting alongside with other documents that you found on the website. After you must have taken note all of the documents, the ones that are here on the website, the ones that are not on the website, which I showed you earlier, all right, you might want to start making your application, but you need to have all your documents down. You need to also have to have created your GCKey account before you start making your process, all right, with regards to visitor visa application to Canada, all right? So please like this video, share with your family and friends, subscribe if you're new here. I will see you in my next video, and I wish you the best of luck in your migration journey. Thanks for watching.